A while ago, I got the Transformers My Little Pony crossover comics, and I started thinking, who are the counterparts to each? So I thought I would go over it in today's video. Some of you might agree, some of you might not, but let me explain the reasons why I picked each Transformer for each pony. Then maybe more of you will agree with me. But without further ado, let's get into it. Starting us off, we obviously have Twilight Sparkle as Optimus Prime. And if you really think about it, this is a perfect match. Before Optimus became Optimus Prime, he was Orion Pax, who was a librarian. And Twilight lived in a library and is a total bookworm. They both stand up for what they believe, they help their friends and allies, and they will absolutely throw down if necessary. We repeatedly see both of them showing their worst villains mercy and offering them to switch sides. And they both know how to take charge in a horrible situation, which is why these two are the perfect counterparts for each other. Next up, we have Pinkie Pie as Bumblebee. I personally think these two go well together because they both know how to lighten the mood, and both of these are characters when they're off the screen, you want them back on the screen. And Pinkie Pie is always happy throughout most of the entire series. Bumblebee is also usually happy, another reason why they go well together. And they're both very childlike. Pinkie Pie just wanting to always have fun, as to where Bumblebee, well.
He's like a child.
This child is about to kick your ass.
Next up, we have Rainbow Dash as Skylynx. These two are very similar. They're probably some of the most similar characters on this list. Both of them constantly show off, brag about their so-called greatness and how great and awesome they are. And Rainbow Dash whole thing is super speed, and Skylynx can transform into a space shuttle, which is undoubtedly fast, so yeah, there's that. Next up, we have Ironhide as Applejack. These two characters go so well together. They are both very honest and are both very hardened. Applejack hardened by farm work, Ironhide hardened by war. And both of them are incredibly strong. Tough as nails does not even begin to describe how strong they are. Ironhide sometimes even being, in some iterations of the Transformers, being Optimus Prime's personal bodyguard. And Applejack literally did this. Next up, we have Beachcomber as Fluttershy. Some of you viewers might have heard the saying, if you need to walk 5 miles to avoid a fight, then walk the 5 miles. These characters would walk 20 to 30, if not more, to avoid a fight. Beachcomber even abandoning the war just to protect all life and just live a peaceful life. To be honest, though, mostly what I know of Beachcomber is from the Energon Universe comics. So my judgment might be off on this one a little bit, but if anyone has read the Energon Universe comics, I'm sure you might agree with me on this one. And both of these characters will always do what is right and help whoever it is that needs help. Fluttershy even gave therapy or counseling to one of the Storm King's guards in the My Little Pony movie. So these characters go so well together because they both value love and peace and the appreciation of all life, no matter what it is, as long as that life isn't pure evil. Next up, we have Trax as Rarity. These two go well together because they're both obsessed on how they look, and they have to look perfect and shiny or pretty. or whatever, but they're also not afraid to throw hands if needed. I can 100% see Rarity taking Trax to the spa and him enjoying it, assuming they have stuff for Transformers there. Next up, we have the Lord of Chaos Discord and Amalgamus Prime. These two are absolutely perfect. Discord is the Lord of Chaos, and Amalgamus was known as the Prime of Mischief. So these two are perfect together. I was wondering if I could get Discord in this video somehow, and then Amalgamus popped into my head. Amalgamus Prime is able to transform into, I want to say everything, as long as it's not like an entire planet or something. And Discord can also literally turn into anything. If you've watched a bunch of the show and seen the episodes he's in and the My Little Pony Transformer comics, you will know exactly that Discord can transform into anything. Next, we have Starscream as Cozy Glow. These two pair well together because they are both very conniving and treacherous. Starscream trying time and time again to usurp Megatron, and the split second Cozy Glow got power, more power than her comrades, she decided to try and betray them. But it ultimately failed because she could not handle Discord's chaos magic. So she came crawling back to them. Next we have Arachnid and Queen Chrysalis. This is probably the most perfect match on this list. I'm not even lying. Both are bug related and both use a hive mind. For anyone who has watched Transformers Prime all of the way, Arachnid literally is the queen of the Insecticons. And Queen Chrysalis is also a queen of other shape-shifting bug-like creatures. And if you've read some of the My Little Pony comics, Queen Chrysalis is very creepy, just like Arachnid is. And they both use a web-like substance to trap their prey. That's why I think these two are perfect together. They're both bug-like. But next on our list, we have T-Rex and Unicron. I also thought of Grogar being the counterpart to Unicron because King Sombra goes on to call Grogar
The father of monsters.
but since the Grogar we saw in Friendship is Magic turned out to be Discord, we never really got to see much of anything Grogar could do. So I got my boy T-Rex up here. I feel like these two pair well together because T-Rex consumes magic to gain more power and get bigger. I mean, dude got bigger than a freaking mountain. And Unicron consumes entire worlds as a food source. I mean, I can't judge. I've never eaten a planet. It might be tasty. And before you start spamming the comments that Unicron is a evil god, that is true, but Twilight had her alicorn magic combined with the three other princesses of Equestria, and she couldn't even stop T-Rex. The battle ended up in a stalemate. And speaking of princesses, next up we have Princess Celestia as Alpha Trion. These two go good because of their infinite wisdom. They both tutored the main character, and when the main character got important, they both didn't do much of anything else. But both of these characters are old, wise, have much experience, so that's why I think these two go good together. Next up, we have Luna as Drift. Okay, now just let me explain this one. These two go good together because at one point they were both evil. In the comic books, Drift was evil, and Princess Luna became Nightmare Moon. But they both ended up turning good. They're both very skilled and powerful, and Drift is more of an ancient Japanese transformer, and during one of the Nightmare Nights episodes, Luna starts speaking in an old traditional method. I think these two would bond together in their shared experiences of being evil and then turning good. But let me know what you think. Next up, we have Princess Cadance and Alita 1. I thought these two would pair well together because they both share a strong bond and connection to the main characters in their series. And Alita 1 led the Autobots on Cybertron, and Princess Cadance ruled an empire. And just so we're clear, the Alita 1 I'm talking about is the G1 version. I don't see any other connection in the Energon Universe comics or the Transformers 1 version. IDW maybe, I haven't read those comics, but I'm basing my opinion on her G1 version. Both are very kind but lethal warriors. When King Sombra had Flurry Heart, Cadance was absolutely ready to destroy him. And I believe Alita 1 would do the same thing for reasons that don't come to mind at this current moment. So that's why I think these two characters go good together. Next up is a fun character. I have DJ Pone 3 as Blaster. I wanted to use Soundwave, but Soundwave is far too evil for me to use. If Soundwave was good, they would absolutely pair so well together. But I'm stuck with Blaster. These two go great together. They're both music lovers. Blaster turns into a boombox, and DJ Pone 3 constantly wears headphones, and it's in the name, she's a DJ. I think if these two DJ'd together, it would be the greatest thing in the world. I also think Jazz would also get along with DJ Pone 3. Next up, we have Starlight Glimmer and Thundercracker. The Thundercracker I'm talking about, if any of you are not comic book readers, I'm talking about the comic book version of Thundercracker. Both of these characters were evil. Starlight Glimmer went back in time to change things, but when she saw it only made things worse, like apocalyptic end of the world kind of worse, she went good. And Thundercracker in the Energon Universe comics realized that the Decepticons were just tyrants and pure evil, and ended up joining Optimus Prime and the Autobots. And they both try really hard to do the best that they can at being good. And finally, we have none other than Megatron and King Sombra. I think Megatron would have respect for Sombra as a tyrant. King Sombra literally mind controlled the people of the Crystal Empire to help him take over the Crystal Empire. And as tyrants go, he was one of the worst of the worst. It's surprising how evil they made him in a kids' show, actually. Sombra ruled by fear, and who else also likes to rule by fear? I think Megatron and King Sombra pair so well together because of their brutal nature and, thirst for conquest. They both will use any means at their disposal to annihilate their enemies. I think if they worked together, they would be unstoppable. The only problem is they wouldn't work together because they both would want to rule everything. And they are both incredibly powerful. No matter how many times they get beat, they always find a way to come back. But that does it for today's video. Let me know all of your thoughts. I wanted to do one for Spike, but nothing came to mind. Because he couldn't have been a Dinobot because the Dinobots are too stupid. But let me know if you agree with my thoughts on whose counterpart is who, or if you think someone would have made more sense or would have been better. And as always, please hit like and subscribe. Live long and prosper. May the Lord be with you and stay awesome.